How's it? This is Isaac Fox, just your friendly neighborhood multi-dimensional being showing up authentic, raw, messy, and beautiful. This will find the people that it's supposed to find. Love you. Hello, welcome. Another live. I don't know about you guys, however, I keep getting shown the things that I identified and attached to, whatever it is, the simplest of things. In the third dimension, I've been completely shown just to detach. And the longer I hold on to them, the louder they get. It's quite an interesting ride. So today, I'm keeping things real simple. The title today is Simplicity. So we're going to go over some basic aspects of simplicity and just keep it simple for the shifting times out of the heavy 3D density, move into a little less dense reality. Laura, hey, you found me. Exciting. It's nice to see you on. Today's going to be fun for me. Honestly, today I am shifting and moving beyond what I realize I'm even shifting and moving right now. The times of the gurus and all of these things, right, is over. It's us knowing ourselves in all of our structures and all of the beautiful, messy aspects of life, and choosing to align to what's more true and choosing to align to the light, and acknowledging the misalignments and the pieces of the anger, fear, and sadness, and not pretending like they don't exist, acknowledging them, bringing them back into alignment. And I love being the example of that. My client, I was working with them, what was that, yesterday? And, I was just explaining the small self, right? The small self that was born in this three-dimensional, that attached to all this heavy, dense, fear-based beliefs of thousands of years of passed on programming and conditioning and labeling. But my small self still can kind of, that fear-based belief, man, that looks pretty real. And it has its doubts. I was explaining that to her for a reason. And, she's been with us for a while, and she was one of our students who graduated. You can, when you take classes from somebody or show up for the lives or whatever it is, this has happened with me in the past. When you hear people talk, you can kind of put them on a pedestal, like, oh, they don't have issues in the way that I have issues. And that's just not true. Like, the whole point, I don't know if it's the whole point. However, my life, we might have different stories. I'll tell you, man, the things that I've experienced and the challenges I've overcome, I'm pretty relatable to most people's experiences, or at least anyone that shows up in my energy field. And just because I am at whatever point of my journey that I'm at, and I'm here sharing my experiences, which helps people, whoever wants it, it's there for you. Doesn't mean that I'm not still existing in all of these structures, right? Higher frequency being, existing in this three-dimensional aspect. So when I mentioned that to him, and it's like, yeah, I notice my thoughts and the fears, and I can choose to feel into the fear-based belief systems, or I choose to know what they feel like, and I choose to align. And it's all just acknowledgement and then choice. Yeah. And so they understood that, and they liked that. They were like, wow, that makes it very relatable to me, and I don't judge myself so much. And that's really where it comes down to, is the idea of what you think you need to be. And that's what any idea that I've held on to, consciously or unconsciously, from now and in the past, will come up for me to see, to be reknown. It's really simple. And if it's out of alignment with more of what I truly am and where I'm actually going, and more of what I prefer to experience, it's going to come up for me to see it and realign it, let it go. So one aspect on how I do this, and this is going to be a short one today because, to be honest, like, I got to give myself what I need in each moment in alignment. And today, definitely wanted to show up, and I'm also keeping it short. I have to limit my three-dimensional experience right now. I'm compressing and realigning. So that takes time and energy. So I honor my structures as I'm moving through all of this. So I want to share with you part of my practice of simplicity. So when events happen, things happen, triggers happen, right? Okay. The simplest thing I can share with my students, we go over this, by the way, in the academy. We go over this for a whole year. Repetition is key, and I say it 1,000 different ways, and people can understand it more completely 1,000 different times. And I call it the practice, and part of the first aspects of the practice is as follows. There's the story about what happened. So this person did this, and they came at me like this, right? And this has happened, and I felt angry when okay, that's the story, that's the mental body. So you can appreciate the story, and then don't attach to the story, don't justify it, don't defend the story. I'm sure everybody's actions, your actions, whatever it is, can be defended or justified. It's okay, like you're not wrong. And whatever that experience is, that's okay. The story is the mental body. We move up into the feelings. So I notice the story. When I think of this story, what do I feel? Oh, look at that, I feel sad. Or look at that, I feel angry. Two different experiences. There's the story, there's the thought, there's the feelings. Emotions means energy and motion, right? So I'm attempting to get out of just the nervous system and the felt sense of the emotional bodies, right? I get out of the story and move into the feelings. Thoughts are not feelings, right? I did this, I think I did a live on this fucking over a year ago. It's real simple. Thoughts are not feelings, feelings are not thoughts. Now, what we are, as the energy is coming through, is multiple structures, right? Built on top, intertwining all the way down into what appears to be the most dense one of all, which is the physical body with the 5 senses, right? Right. However, so everything's connected, right? Right? The all is one, the one is all. But there are different levels of each structure which are to be acknowledged. It's really that simple. To be conscious of, right? So thoughts are thoughts and feelings are feelings. Okay? It's really that simple. So when you're not noticing a story, if you can catch yourself in the story. And by the way, if anyone's commenting, I cannot see the comments. Boop, heart myself. Forgot to love myself. There we go. So, can you tell the difference between a thought and a feeling, right? So, here's an example. Many people, I was talking on the phone with a friend the other day, and they were saying to me, oh, I have a fear. I notice a fear. I have a fear of this. And when talking to people and they'll judge me and I was like, okay, so the thought is when you talk to people that you'll be misunderstood and you'll be judged. They're like, yes. I was like, cool. Fear is just the feeling. When you notice that thought, fear is the feeling you feel. There's a difference. It's not, I have a fear of this. That's actually a thought. Fear of this because those ways of speaking, you can catch where you're making the story into a feeling, and that's going to loop us around. It's looped because it's in the mental body. It's a rumination. It's a loop. It's an attachment. It's a separation. It's a misalignment. If you watch enough of these lives with me, you understand what I'm talking about. And if you are new to these lives, most likely you understand what I'm talking about, because the people that are showing up in my energy field right now are just ready to absorb these things. And don't worry, I actually keep explaining these things over and over and over again as the information comes through, as the energy comes through, as the upgrades come through, and it's all available to anybody. You'll get what you need at any perfect time in life. And that's what I experience for myself. And some of it's preferable and some of it's not preferable. That's okay. Some of the, they're all valid. And some of the most valuable lessons I've learned have been through things I don't prefer. I just prefer to learn through more ease, flow, and grace these days. However, if it shows up in a way that I don't prefer, that's okay. There's something there for me to see. So if I can get out of the story and just be in the feeling and just pay attention to my breath and the feeling, oh, I feel angry. Okay, let the energy move. Where does it want to go? Up, down, left, right? I don't know. See, now you've just detached from a story and moved into the energy in motion. Okay? That's imperative. I don't care how you do that. You don't have to follow the practice, this beautiful practice that I've been practicing for years that works. Every time my students start to understand it and practice, they have these amazing results in their life. It works. You don't have to do it the way that I'm showing you to do it. Find your own way. There's just a key to each of this, and to get out of the mental body into more of the energy and motion in your body. It's like somatic, right? I don't know if you've heard that term. Somatic is, the experiencing, the felt sense in the body distinct from the mind. Like, just what am I feeling? Where does it show up? Where is it tight? Where is it tickly? Breathe, relax as best you can. Ooh, what do I feel? Anger, fear, sadness. Energy starts to move. And then once you do that, you can actually see a belief system. Or here's something I'll leave you with, as I'm keeping all this real simple today. When you've moved out of the story into the feelings, you may be ready to see a belief system. Maybe belief systems are the energetic blueprint that create reality. So if you raise from thoughts to feelings, your next step, if there's a belief system that you attach to that's out of alignment, through no fault of your own, maybe it was something you attached to when you were 2 years old, who knows? But you bought into it and it wasn't you, and it's not true for you anymore, so it's a misalignment. The energy that's flowing through you is showing you there's a belief system that's out of alignment, so it shows up as a feeling we don't prefer. So if it's anger or sadness or fear or whatever it is, this is what you can ask. Once you're in the feeling without thought, that's the key, a key. What must I believe is true about myself in this situation in order to be feeling this feeling? Or what must I believe is true about myself in this situation in order to be feeling the way I feel? Because maybe feelings are actually showing you belief systems that you're agreeing to that are either out of alignment or alignment. And just to let you know, the belief systems that you agree to, you can tell when they're in alignment when you follow them and you feel more excited, passionate, light, love, peace, joy, more of the preferable aspects of life, right? So you start to learn what aligned belief systems feel like and misaligned belief systems feel like. And so if it's a misaligned belief system and you feel the anger, fear, and sadness, you just, okay. What we don't do is we don't drop down and attach the story into that and give meaning to it, because then we'll just stay in the thought-feeling loop. The key is to detach from the story and just move into the feeling. Okay, I notice when I think of this thought, I feel this. What must I believe is true about myself in this situation in order to be feeling this feeling? Belief system. Ooh, do I agree with that belief system? Oh, no. Realigned. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. I'm not saying it's, I didn't say it was easy. You know, I don't know what easy or hard is, but the simplicity of it is there. And so, you know, following this or some aspect of this in whatever your practice is, this is key. This is key. So I love you guys. Keep it simple. Keep your life simple. Breathe, relax, feel your feelings. Let go of the stories. Be curious about your belief systems. And here we are. Okay? Love you. Bye. If you like this dope ass shit that I'm laying down, like, subscribe, and share. New Paradigm Healing, baby. Love ya.